So I like to add this term and see what you think about is liquidity, because there is a lot of thought as opposed to disentanglement, because there is a lot of use of this term right now in the constitution of new mechanisms for democracy. I'll make a concrete example. In Sweden and more recently in Germany, the so-called Pirate Party gained up to 10% of votes, not just because they are a cool and sexy designed party for the youth, but for a precise reason, because they established a system which they call liquid feedback. To implement liquid democracy, what they call liquid democracy is a participatory approach to democracy, whereas they are trying to radically substitute a representative democracy with these kind of systems, which are systems for crowdsourcing, as we thought today, of specific decisions, specific people, whether they should be as representatives on specific issues. So the voters are not anymore buying into a person and the client of this person, the client system of this person, but they are just like stakeholders at a higher speed of the democratic process. Is this acceptable? Is this acceptable as a revolution? I mean, is this useful as a revolution? Sorry. Is this providing a more neutral ground for the practice of politics in the moment in which we want to get out of this entanglement? With this, I also take back your question about when you presented the project. Aviva posed that question about crowdsourcing, whether it is actually an answer, whether it provides a neutral platform. I would frame it this way. The struggle that we are, now I will conclude, the struggle that we are facing in education is what Pekka Immonen, for instance, in this Hacker Ethic book that me and other hackers pretty much like, frames as the conflict between the scientific revolution in the 17th century and the old model of Benedictine monastery that was before. And he arguably says that the university stayed at the model of a monastery in which you, as a learner, has to shut up and listen. Sorry for if I changed the Aulic English of the Benedictine monks now. And on the other side, the model of Plato, academic model, in which there is no free learner that can be enslaved to learn. I mean, there is no free person that can learn as a slave. My question to Franco now is, if you believe that these instances of liquefying the participation, of enhancing the participation and liquefying the platform, they go into the direction that you and also Antonio Caronia pointed out as a necessity, as an urgent necessity for our education systems, if this is an interpretation that is useful for us. Also, this kind of conflict between the one-to-many system of learning and teaching. And I would add also that it's very important to focus on this as an architecture of learning and teaching and of knowledge, as an ecology of knowledge, because in the moment in which we mystify the evolution of these systems with technology, it becomes very dangerous to just keep the present systems into a new environment. For instance, the virtual world, the virtualization of education doesn't provide a better system in the moment in which is yet again one to many, yet again one learner or one teacher. It doesn't redistribute the powers, it just propagates the same scheme. So the solution is not ultimately, I believe, as a technologist, given by technology in this case, but it's given by reflecting on how we think, as Scott says, and not about what we think or where we think I would have, but and how we negotiate the powers in sharing knowledge.
I start from the question on Darwin, because it gives me the possibility of going back to the concept